May 16, 2022 Rapture. This is just a short video to explore a possible scenario that could happen around a convergence of the 2000th anniversary of Jesus' ascension to heaven in AD 22, the barren fig tree parable rapture timeline that ends in May 2022. Firstly, as always, I have to say up front that I am not making a prophecy or prediction about what will happen for sure on a certain date, just playing out a theory based on the convergence of these two timelines. Okay, so I hinted on a previous community post about the AD 22 connection and provided a link to the website that I am showing you on the screen right now, which displays the Hebrew and Roman calendars side by side for the year 2022. Not to get too much into detail, but Ascension Day was 40 days after Nisan 17, which was the day Jesus rose from the dead. As best as I can make out from this calendar, that day in AD 22 was ER 26, or May 16th. Wait a minute, you say. The barren fig tree parable timeline ends on May 14th, doesn't it? Yes, it does, and that's the end of Israel's timeline, the day the modern nation of Israel is cut off, presumably because of the Gog-Magog invasion. Now, I seem to remember that the young boy Nathan, who had the near-death experience about the Gog-Magog war, saw a two-day war which the IDF fought and lost, then God steps in and defeats the invaders in the way described in Ezekiel 38. The scenario I am laying out here is that we, the church, may be here for those 2 days and then rapture out on the day that God steps in to make his name known on the earth again. So, back to the scenario. Remember back to 1948, on May 15th, the day after Israel declared itself a nation at midnight on May 14th, when the British left as their mandate ended, a war began as 3 Arab armies tried to crush the newborn nation of Israel. They failed, as God gave the Israelis the ability to miraculously defeat their enemies. So what if history repeats itself on May 15th, the armies invade, this time from the north, but this time the IDF fails to win the war and instead God steps in with all kinds of supernatural actions including an earthquake, massive hailstones, etc. The thought that occurs to me here too is that in order for there to be an airlift by the US Air Force and a rescue of the Israeli people, as prophesied in Revelation 12, where the nation represented by an eagle carries the woman representing Israel into the wilderness for 1,260 days to be protected by God, we still need to be in the church age for those 2 days, because once the restrainer leaves, and the Christians rapture out, the world becomes ruled completely by the Antichrist, as Satan is held down to earth, and in that situation it is unlikely anyone will come to Israel's rescue, given that Satan hates God's chosen people and will do anything to destroy them, but for the intervention of God to protect them for those 1,260 days. Anyway, that's my scenario. Comment below and like and subscribe if you are interested in watching these kinds of videos. As always, see you on the other side if the Lord doesn't tarry.